Good evening, investors and traders. This is Bulldozer Investing. Today is December 16th, 2020, and let's start to analyze the market. We have talked about many stocks. I warned traders yesterday to focus on the seasonal stocks. Stocks as Amazon, okay, Shopify. Look at this Amazon breakout. It's flagging. If it has a support at 3,200. It's going to go higher. Okay, this is 1 hour chart. Let's quickly analyze it. Here we're seeing the trend line here is definitely a pennant. It tried to break out here. It was a false breakout. And let's go ahead and activate this. Okay. Again, let's zoom out. Whenever you see, and we're going to talk about this in Palantir's chart. Okay. Whenever you see such breakdown like this, people are scared and they get out, they knock out margin, they knock out stop losses. But if you pay attention to the RSI, and if you pay attention to the stochastics, if you pay attention to MACD, if you pay attention to volume, then it'll give you a clear idea of what's going on. Okay, so here you see an example of a false breakout, and here you see an example of a false breakdown. So here we have I would say we finished above this trend line, and even if we come down, we have a support at 3184. Our first support is 3213, by the way. And we are heading to 3600. Okay. My first target is 3367, and my second target is 3600. Very simple, guys. And this is, by the way, this is a huge pennant. Okay, this is coming from way down. Okay, let's go ahead and do an auto zoom. Okay, the base of this is coming from 1600. So once we break out of this pennant, so this is another example of a beautiful breakout here. Okay. Okay. You see a breakout in these two channels. Let's go ahead and zoom this out. You see this breakout here, and it just runs out. And we're going to see the same thing. False breakout, false breakdown, but eventually it has a beautiful run. And Amazon is heading to 4,000 eventually. But as you can see, it'll run and then consolidate and then go back on a long spree of bull market. 2021, I think we're going to see a huge bull market. And this is definitely heading to 3,600. Now I said if you can't afford Amazon, I said Shopify. Yeah, this is just yesterday, guys. Beautiful breakout. We mentioned the W here, okay, and then it had the flag and it broke out. Beautiful. Okay. Now let's go ahead and reverse this because we were seeing a support. Let's go ahead and draw an extension here. It got extended to 100 fib. My next target is 1349, which I was saying it's going to get to 1300s anyways. But yeah, I think we're heading to 1349. We might see an 100% fib is at 1169. We hit 1164. We might push it up, and then we'll consolidate maybe to 1100 even, and then we'll start running up again. This is the season. And my favorite of all, this is a big risk one, and the name starts with big, is BIGC. Finally, we're seeing this coming back to life, and when it does, it got a resistance on that Fibonacci, as you can see, 72, 73 level. As soon as it hit there, it started consolidating. Let's take a look at the 30-minute. So it couldn't break, but it got a good support around the moving averages. I think it's 20 and 100 on the 30-minute, and this is going to push higher, and I believe it's going to get to 88 on the 30-minute. But in the long run, let's take a look at the weekly here. On the long run, my target is 135. I've been saying, like, I've been giving like 110, 108. Those are conservative numbers, given the fact that how many shorts we have in the stock. It's ridiculous, and the float is low. You can get to here. Float is really low, okay? And when this breaks out, it's when it's gonna break out. The question is when. It's not if it breaks out, it's when it breaks out. It's going to get to 110, 130, these levels. A huge short squeeze on this one. Okay. We talked about space. I was kind of questioning myself to enter in. Sometimes you have to be a little brave. I was waiting for consolidation here, which I thought that it would get to, which I thought it would get to 22 levels. And it didn't. It still has. I'm waiting for this 23, 20, between 23 and 21. This is the range where I'm buying. It probably will hit a resistance around 27. I won't touch a falling knife yet, but it was up 5.5% today. Everything we touch, everything we talk about, it was overbought. RSI is turning back. But let's wait for stochastics. Let's wait for MACD. It's not, I don't want to jump in yet. Okay. So let's wait for that and let it rest around here, and that's when we buy it. Where will it head up to? It's a very simple trend line here, actually. So where is this going? Actually, funny enough, it could get a support around here. Let's see. Let's see the action. I just want to see the internals rolling. Let's see what the action goes. But I believe this is heading back to 42 all-time high eventually. Okay. That's one of the stocks that I talked about. I know I talked about SDGR. Everything that I'm waiting for discount, it's not giving me that discount. SDGR is a beautiful stock. Again, it finished for more than 4%. It broke out the resistance. This is heading to $90. And we're seeing this W formation all over the place, okay? So you have that W and then the flag, and it breaks out. We see that in not AWS. We see that in Amazon. We see that in many stocks. I think we had it in Apple. We have that W flagging. This is short term, going test the all-time highs 137. It'll drop back maybe to 130 area, and eventually my long-term target on this one is at least 185 to 195. Okay? It might take during summertime. I really like the fundamentals right now. The chip, they got into chip, they got into their 5G, the new phones. They had that 30% increase in production because they can't get enough phones, they can't produce enough phones, a lot of high demand. Also, the news from Baidu, okay, that said that they're going to go into EV sector. If Apple says something like that, guys, oh my God, you can't hold a stock. My prediction of 190 will be in a month then. Like, it's just going to hit very fast. But I'm not going to speculate. I'm just talking technicals. I think we're going to see 189 eventually in the summertime. Now, I left the best for the last. My biggest position, Palantir. So when I say this, I actually want to say it so that people won't think like, he's trying to market this sort of thing. I admit I have Palantir. And I admit it did kind of scare me today. The reason why it scared me. Let's take a look at the hourly. The 50 fib at 2507, okay? I messaged today on several, financial tweet places that it needs to hold this level. If it doesn't, that's where I was going to get, that's where I'm scared, because you see that pinpoint right here, it's a strong support. The bears are not successful. And what I'm thinking is the volume is drying up. So what I'm thinking is that this is going to go on a rocket mode. This is going to go on a ludicrous mode where Tesla has that kind of thing. It's just going to hit at least 135. Okay. Let's go ahead and I'm going to do the trading view part of it. But as you can see more clearly here in the trading view section, we're just pushing it to go back in. There's a huge cloud resistance. Let's zoom in. Okay, there's clear cloud resistance here. Today's action was really bullish. I love the stochastics on the hourly. This thing is gonna fly. Our first resistance, we do need to get over 27. However, what I'm thinking for the stock, and I'm not gonna hide, my target here is $40. My second target is 52, and I'm not selling till then. I'm buying more, but I'm not selling till then. Okay. That would conclude my analysis. I know we haven't done SPY or QQQQ, but my targets haven't changed since yesterday. We might see like a quick pullback to shake off people, but eventually I think we're gonna run. Let's hold off till the 18th. This option expiration. Next week we're probably going to hear some great news about stimulus package, and we'll get that Santa rally. And when we do, that's when Palantir will just knock out these levels. First, 35 is my first target for next week. And I'm just waiting. It's coiling up. And no matter how, you get those bears that people are shorting, saying that, yeah, this is going to drop, Look what happens every time it, touches these trend lines. For the first time it broke, but it has a pretty good support around 25. Here. If it does, just watch out. It will see this. I don't think it will, but if it does, this gap right here will be filled, most likely. Even then, my bullish scenario is not getting invalidated. You can do something like this. Okay. Do something like this. So then anyhow you set up your pennant, that's fine. I mean, you can change it back and forth, that's fine. But what I really like about this stock is that it's coiling up, low volume, and we're seeing like half the volume as 10-day average, and this is gonna fly. And a lot of people look at like the short-term candles, like 30 minutes, 1 hour, and just freak out. The weekly, nothing has changed. Okay, we're still pushing in this channel. We don't have any fundamentally, we don't have anything changed. Yeah, if we see a drop to 22, okay, that's when I'll say, okay, like get your cash ready and average down. Not selling till, again, 52, but which is the top of the channel, and 161 Fibonacci levels here. But we're definitely, if we finish the week above, 27, 28, that will be super bullish, because we'll probably finish in the channel. And if we can make this candle a wick like this, we're going to get up to at least $40, and then the second target $50. That's it. As you can see, the volume is also drying, but that's it for the day. Keep it safe. Again, everything we talk about, it goes up. I did tell everybody to focus on the online shopping. Christmas season, it's starting, so people are going to get in early. We did talk about some of the beaten down names like BIGC, Space, that we're going to have some short squeeze. SDGR we talked about in a couple of videos. It's still going up, and that's what's going to happen to Palantir. In a couple of weeks later, I'm going to say, yeah, we talked about Palantir for the past couple of weeks, and look where it is now. I'm very confident. If you're not confident, don't trade the name that you're not confident about. If you're not confident, don't put that much amount of money to worry overnight, and just take your business somewhere else. But if you believe in the business, if you believe in the fundamentals, if you believe in the technicals, this is where to be, exactly where to be. And I have no doubt in my mind that we will see the top of this trend line. You just have to be patient. Maybe by February we'll see 50 after earnings, but this baby is flying. Okay. All right, that's it. Everything I said, everything I concluded in this video is only for educational purposes. It is not for financial advising. Do your own due diligence and take your own risk, and stay safe. Good night.